Good afternoon, everyone. So, the next method of teaching art education is discipline based art education. So, this is an approach to art education that draws upon the four art disciplines: the art production, art criticism, art history, and aesthetics. So, this provides a useful, flexible structure that organizes thinking and provides effective parameters for discussing artwork. So when we say discipline-based art education, this is learning in and through art. Now let's proceed to the other definition of discipline-based art education. So this is an approach to instruction and learning in art that derives content from four foundational disciplines that contributes to creation, understanding, and appreciation of art. So this also exists in many forms because it is not a specific curriculum. Rather, this is an approach to teaching. Now, because discipline-based art education is an approach and not a specific curriculum, this exists in various forms. Example of variation was that this includes selecting one or more of the disciplines as essential or core disciplines, helping students understand the work of art. Now, art education or discipline-based art education, this is an educational program formulated by J. Paul Getty Trust in the early 1980s. Now, we can ponder what is the goal of this discipline based art education? What is really the purpose of this discipline based art education? Why is there a discipline based art education? So, let's see the goals of this discipline based art education. Now, the first goal of discipline based art education is to develop students' abilities to understand and appreciate art and the ability to respond as well as create art. Then the second one is to emerge the four discipline. So instead of teaching concept from each discipline separately, so the four discipline will be emerged. Then the third one, art education is for all students, not just those who demonstrate talent in making art, but this is for all. No exemption. Now let's proceed to the four art disciplines. So, the four art disciplines are the following: art production, art criticism, art history, and aesthetic. Now, what is art production? So, art production is the making of art that involves the active manipulation of selected materials using various techniques that elicit the desired visual effects. So, like for example, in a certain classroom, the teacher assigned the students to paint or to draw something. Now, in art production, students or children can choose specifically or can choose a specific materials or techniques that they can use or apply in their artwork, in their painting or in their drawing. Like for example, they can choose a certain combination of colors that they are going to mix to create a wonderful, creative, and meaningful artwork. Art production also is the process that transforms ideas and feelings into images. Now, those ideas and feelings that are present in our head, that are present inside us, and we want to burst it out and we want to illustrate it out. We can, we can, um, we can show it off through art. We can transform it into images and drawings. Now, art production also allows students to create arcs of work and use various media techniques and computers. So, in art production, this give the students the opportunity to create an artworks by using these various media techniques and computers. Now, let's proceed to the second. So the second discipline of art is art criticism. So art criticism, this is the examination and discussion of style. Then people will look at the artworks and experience the impact of visual properties and the qualities of works. Then in art criticism, students will be able to make informed judgment about works of art. It involves describing, analyzing, and interpreting what they see, think, and feel about the art. Then students can acquire the knowledge, skills, and abilities to talk about the works of art. Then, by learning the elements and principles of art, working with various media, evaluating master artists, students develop awareness of appreciation for the presence of art. Now, in art criticism, students can be able to critique, can be able to judge, can be able to describe, and can be able to interpret about that certain art that they see and feel about. So that is art criticism. Now, what is art history? So art history, people can understand and value the contribution of art in society and culture by exploring art in variety of historical contexts and recognizing and appreciating the singular quantities of style developed by individual artists. Then students will learn art from various period styles and cultural groups. Then as this art history provides documentation of cultural changes throughout the history. Then art history gives us the insight about the past. Then with that, students will understand the diversity and have a global understanding of the world. So in art history, students will be able to understand why is there a difference of artwork in a certain region, in a certain cultural group, no? Why are artworks of all regions are not the same? Why there is a difference? Why there is a significant difference? So in art history, the students and the people can understand that certain differences. Now next we have the aesthetics. So when we say aesthetics, in this part, people can reflect upon the experience of art, its impact and meaning. And it is where the understanding how people justify their judgment about art. And this is where students raise big questions about art, such as what's the point and why is the object considered to be art while the other is not, right? So in aesthetics, the students will see and raise questions. Why that art is beautiful and why is this art not? Why does this art or this object is considered an art and the other one is not? So it is through these four disciplines or areas of studies and exploration that students acquire the content that makes art education. So, in overall, discipline-based art education advocates that art should be taught by certified teachers and that art education is for all students, not just those who demonstrate talent in making art, but also for all students with no exception. And this idea is to merge the four disciplines instead of teaching concept from each discipline separately. So this is the essence of discipline-based art education. That would be all, and thank you.